Again, just central, isn't it? Very central. Quite comfortable for Unai Simon.
Nico Williams giving
function. I call everyone, please come to the auditorium hall so that we can proceed the valedictory function. A very good afternoon, everyone. I hope the refreshing rain was a bit opposed than exhaustion. So once again, a very good afternoon, everyone. Ahanba Maktada Mahilusin Nasibu Konbiriwa Ishwar Buji and Kurumzari. Nasi Junni Tarikun Kataru Kumzari Sin Alika Kungamanga. Nubin Asira Marangari Hodana Chatazarkiva. 2-day International Conference on Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity, Nini Chanbanuwe, valedictory function sida, Saru Yavina Gidamakta, Nanvirakliva, Tinviriva, Kwaibinamakbu, Taram Chiri. And once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome you all to this valedictory function of a 2-day International Conference on Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity, which is organized by the Department of English, DM College of Arts, Dhanamandjuri University, in collaboration with IQAC, MCA, and which is held and supported by the Manipur University English Alumni Association. And I would like to take the privilege to introduce ourselves as a host of this event. I am Kalpana Mairangam, a research scholar from the Department of English, DMCA Arts, Dhanamandjuri University, and she will be.
I'm Alina Kulen, and I'm a research scholar of the Department of English, Dhanamandjuri University.
And once again, we are truly honored by your presence today as we mark the culmination of an increasing in this 2-day international conference, which is a journey of intellectual discourse and discussion. And as we assemble all of here, let us prepare ourselves for an increasing session, which is filled with gratitude, reflection, and cultural celebration. So I would like to take the opportunity, since all the dignitaries are here in this hall. We are really honored to have our dignitaries with us this afternoon, and I take the time and the opportunity that the dignitaries to be on the dais. And first, I would like to call upon our respected principal, which will be the president of this dais, that we are very grateful to our President Professor S. Nanchembamite, Principal of DM College of Arts, Imphal, and Dean of the School of Humanities, DMU, Manipur, for graciously consenting to grace this occasion. Sir, please come forward to be on the dais. Thank you, sir. And now I have the privilege to introduce our chief guest, Professor C. Silaramani, former principal of DM College of Arts, Imphal, and former dean of the School of Humanities, DMU, Manipur. And ma'am is someone who we still consider as a part of this department and still a part of this institution. Ma'am, we are deeply grateful for your esteemed presence here today. Thank you, ma'am. And I also like to extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, the esteemed guest, that is Professor K. Indramani Singh, Dean of the School of Social Sciences, DMU Manipur. Sir, please be seated. And next, I would like to call upon Professor Y. Kunjabihari Singh, President of the Teachers Forum, DMC Imphal. Sir, please come forward and take your seats here. And lastly, but not the least, I would like to call upon and take the privilege to call the name of Dr. T.S. Nilachandra Singh, Head of the Department of Mathematics, DMC Imphal. Sir, please come forward. Thank you, sir and ma'am. It is really an honor to have all of you here with us today. And now, as the dignitaries are all seated on the chair, on their esteemed chair, I would like to take the opportunity for Lingyan presentation. And for this Lingyan presentation, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the distinguished guests who are gracing us with their presence today. And now to express our love and gratitude, we self-present the traditional Lingyan to our esteemed dignitaries. And for the presentation, I request Professor Hai Subrata Singh, Department of English, DM University, Manipur, who is also an advisory members of these two-day international conference and who had been working so hard to make this international conference a possible one. Sir, please come forward. And for the Lengyan presentation, I request Sir to present the Lengyan first to our chief guest, Professor C. Silaramani, former principal of DM College of Arts, Imphal, and former Dean of the School of Humanities, DMU Manipur. Ma'am, please take this a small token of love from the organizing committee. Thank you, ma'am. And next, I would like to call Professor K. Indramani Singh to be presented by Sir Subhadra Singh. And Professor K. Indramani Singh is the Dean of the School of Social Sciences, DMU Manipur. And sir, we are really appreciated to be here on this dais. Thank you, sir. And next, we would like to present an Indian presentation on Professor Y. Kunja Bihari Singh, President of the Teachers Forum, DMCA Imphal. Sir, please. Thank you, sir. And next, I would like to take the privilege to be presented in Indian by our respected Sir Subhadra Singh, to our respected esteemed dignitaries, Dr. T.S. Neelachandra Singh, Head of the Department of Mathematics, DMCA Imphal. Thank you, sir. And last but not the least, we would like to present the Lengyan to our respected dignitaries, Professor S. Lanchendra Mitai, who is the president of this event and also the principal of DM College of Arts, Imphal, and Dean of the School of Humanities, DMU. Thank you, sir. So now, to officially commence the program, I now invite Dr. Sundari Iringbom, Associate Professor, Department of English, DM College of Arts, DMU, who is also the organizing secretary and who is also a key figure, I would say, instrumental in this conference that is making this, that a possible and a successful one. So without them, we cannot make this conference a successful one. So Miss Ma'am, come forward and please deliver the welcome address, ma'am.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries present on the dais, and a very warm welcome to all the audience here from different departments, from, I would rather say, all across the globe, even though we are not having a hybrid mode anymore. And to take this opportunity to share the two-day international hybrid conference on critical humanities, language, culture, and indigeneity. I would like to, first of all, take this moment to share a few of my experience in holding this conference, in shaping this conference, and the final culmination of this conference today as we come to the closure and as we celebrate the valedictory function today. When this conference was conceptualized and dreamt of, we didn't really believe that it was going to be this successful. The entire journey was filled with a lot of obstacles, definitely, as anybody can believe it. But I think we have everybody here, and to name a few names here, to take a few names here, I would like to take the name of Dr. Dhanamanjari Laurembam, HOD Department of English, who has taken a very, very valuable key role in shaping this conference, and the entire team behind the conference, entire team including everybody here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them all. And today, as we come to the closure, after yesterday's inaugural and after yesterday's international, we had guests from Thailand, we had guests from other parts of India, resource persons, we had wonderful sessions yesterday, and it has been a very, very tiring and a very, very exhaustive affair for the entire department and the entire college, rather, I should say. And I want to take this opportunity, first of all, again to welcome our esteemed guest here. We have with us none other than former head of the Department of English, DM College of Arts, a very dear ma'am to all of us here, ma'am, C.H. Sheila Ramani, former principal, DM College of Arts, former Dean, School of Humanities, DMU Manipur. Welcome to the college, ma'am. It almost is like homecoming for ma'am, and I think ma'am is very proud of us because we have been able to nail it, I think, ma'am. I would rather take this, that ma'am is definitely very, very happy to see us doing this conference, this international conference, a grand success. And to again honor our guests here, who are not from far anywhere, who are our own people, who are our own professors here. We have invited, we have taken the assurances from our professors who took pains in actually being so helpful in making this conference a grand success. We have with us Sir Indra Mali, Professor, who is the Dean, School of Social Sciences. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sir for offering rooms for the sessions, because there's been so many difficulties and Sir has been very, very kind enough to extend those rooms for our technical sessions. And thirdly, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome Professor Y. Punjabi Hari Singh, President Teachers Forum, DM College of Arts. And I think Teachers Forum definitely stands very tall and very powerful in making this a grand success. And without his support and the kind of facility that was provided to us to entertain the guests, the guests that we had yesterday, the international and national guests we had yesterday, eminent personalities that we had yesterday, would not have been possible without the extensive support from the Teachers Forum, I think, which reckons that we do have a very strong support system. Thank you, sir. And last but not the least, we have with us our senior faculty, Sir Dr. T.H. Nilachandra Singh, Head Department of Mathematics. I would like to also extend a warm welcome to Sir, who has been here in this college for a very long time, and Sir has been a very, very powerful, strong support system for the entire college, and we are very, very grateful and thankful to Sir for being a part of this village function. And last but not the least, I would also like to thank our host, the president, the college principal, Sir, that is Sir Professor S. Nanchandra, who is also the Dean School of Humanities. Without whose unflinching dedication and the kind of encouragement that Sir has always given us, and this international conference will not have successful. And I wish that we are able to do more in the future while Sir is in office, and we would be really, really thankful if Sir can extend more academic activities like this of this kind. So thank you so much, Sir, for being part of this two-day international conference. To end here, I would like to also thank again, it's not it's a Lalitri function, it's somehow more like a kind of a I think it's a kind of an amalgamation and a mixture of both welcome as well as valedictory kind of an affair. So I would like to thank everybody and the entire team, the support system in the Department of English, DM College of Arts, everyone. I cannot be naming them because it will take time, but we have this whole team who has worked tirelessly for weeks to make this happen, and I think it definitely proves that when we work together, I think besides the hiccups and besides the many obstacles that we have to face, I think when we put things together and we put it in perspective, I think we have done a great job. Thank you everyone, and welcome all to the valedictory function.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the warm and gracious welcome that actually sets the tone for this gathering. With that said, let's move along to our next session. We're privileged to have amongst us distinguished guests who have long contributed to the academic and cultural growth of our institution. So may I please invite Professor Yensembang Kunjabihari Singh, President Teachers Forum, DM College of Arts, Imphal, to kindly address the gathering.
Masigi, Toyo and Domatin Lava, Yamna, happiest movement, Yamna Miku Masigi. May I tumble the Lexing Liba, Toyo and Domitai Kumazaraba, College Sigi, Yamna Maruiva Toganga, Principal Viramba, Dean of School Humanities, or Viramba, College, Hiram Putimata, Yamna, Hawaii Yamna, to Viram Kumazariba, and Sigi guest. Professor C.S. Silaramani, Toyo and Domaikai Kunabusari, Loinana, College City, Principal Loina Puviliba, Ikai Kunazari, Professor Dr. S. Lanjela Maite, Dean School of Humanities, Madam University, Ikai Kunabusari, Loinana, Dean Social Sciences, Professor K. Indramani, Political Science, Professor Political Science, who in a type of the second Venana, Nasiki, guest of honor, the Pumpan, the Lens in Biliba, P.H. Nilachandra, Dr. P.H. Nilachandra, SOD, Mathematics Department, in a type of the Usari, the Luina Nasiki, Lushilakudi, Punsala Sida, paper present of Vikiba, Madi Toman, and Haitis was asking Luina, Lens in Biliba, Preski. Now, simple now, Puswaina, Amukasui Taikon, said Yamna, Maman Yamba, Todoma Haibatai, Nasi, Maram, the Huraiba, 2 days international seminars, conferences, Yama critical humanities and language, culture and indigeneity, Haibahiram Sida, 2 days Satariba, Nasi conferences, English department of the college, IQSC. Aduga Alumni Association game machine support over Asigumba Maman Yam Lava Conference among Cindy Vigidamaka Aina Cindy Lambi Kambu Boyna Muka Suhana a Sagi Maiki Yamakuxel Sen Hagas of Congo Sari Yamumaya Poxe Tasena College Sigi Yamadi University Nauna Yamna Masintum Kalevi University City Yamna Mai Gadaba Sigumba Yamna prestigious Web Conference Amaka Sinbasi Aina Yamna Kailatan Sili Laniba Maroi English Department Yam Tagasari Aduga Sigumba Conferences Isarong Oiba Military Functions Sarga and Dilugitam Taswaina Yamna Maya Pontoxari Tasena Marang Dagi Hek Nasiki Lotion of how the Yauzavata Conferences City Tongan Apadi Laiba International Haka Pangtoriba Conferences Yamai Papa the scholars in the live paper readers, Pudimaki, papers in Yamamu, Yamamu Samba, Yamakana Society Sasida, Koi, Yamna, Masaka Malay, or Gadaba, Mamapo, Lay, and Kanjay. Tasina Simba Conference City, papers in C, Queen of Pongo Pamagadi, Organizing Committee, Izen, the Pongo Tana, Yamana City. Tunggal Iva research scholars in the Toman City, Hiram Tea academician city, Yapana, Setaman, Ogani Ibisi, a Hazard Pongo Sari, Aduga, Loinana, Masigi, Asigumba, Sicil Lam Matamada, Yam Namaru, Togang Yava, research Nam, Tia Kaya, saying Zabada College City, Tonganba, Yam character Kara, the question Tasina. DMR Tower Pataba Pudding Mata, a Koi Woiba, Tomanba, Karabu Pangzabasi, a Queen of College, Sida, Zalugi, Yam Chapuk, and Supose, Yam Numaize, Aduga, Nasidi, Asumba, Function Nasi, Rosala Pusida, Mayamna, asai ayuk anganbadagi laktana wana khangda leiba mayamsi function si makha taga thawam kaya koi jagoi chingui program kya su yawi etaje anna mention diriba dai se mention diriba mayamsi su malu wa kaya paro kya thambiar ki dawi mayam madana ai thadongna yam sangdok jaroi tasien nama masi asigumba function lama university DMU na madi Dem College of Arts na IQAC na smai tu na pangko kasi matung da ai department sing su masigi atau tam na atau tam na ai ko isi ko thoro si pangko na na baba ai journey na ko university si college sigi yang nama ai ko ka le na thon ni ya ai ajara da yin video ko na na thaga cha pongdok chari saru ya biraba masigi mo function si mo phan biraba paper presenter amadi lensin biraba kai commercial ro da san pai ko ko na to do hello thaga sa pongdok sa go na ko na ko to thank you
Thagathari Oja, Oja Mamal Yamlaba Wahi Singh Tambiramaki, but truly appreciate the time you've taken to be here and the thoughtful words you have offered. So now I would like to call upon Dr. T.H. Nilachandra Singh, Head of Department of Mathematics, DM College of Arts, to kindly deliver his speech.
Good evening. The International Conference on Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity. The Luxembourg or Masida Secretary Professor C.S. Silaramani, former Principal, DM College of Arts, former Dean School of Humanities, Dhanamajuri University, Wahangarika University. Loinana guest of honor, Professor K. Indramani Singh, Dean of School of Social Sciences, Dhanamajuri University, University. Professor A. Semunkunjari Singh, President, Teachers Forum, DM College of Arts, Kushika University. Loinana, President Webiliva, Professor S. Lansen Lamite, Principal, DM College of Arts, Dean School of Humanities, Dhanamajuri University, Swahanala, University. Loinana Mangaling Singh Niriva, Professor Singh, Oza Singh, Loinana Research Scholar Singh, Swata Singh Punamukusu, University. Masigi University da Apoina, Aina Sum Kanjavaga, Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity. Masigi Aina Sum Bartonji Yanga, Aina Sum Kanjavani. Sigi participants in the language the Buya, culture the Buya, Natraga, Aroi, indigenous people is the Buya, city as also I know Momoiba. Say subject of Momoiba, multi Oiresi can use it. Yamna, Sao Vadumba, I know Mamma, my subject of Momoina, Dumlejaba, Sagi. Koina no madazo iba ngamoidaba angonomoidaba adumba kaino mamam adai kale koi English department di ojasing masibu tauraga koi ojasing da satrasing da masdagi thorpa knowledge amasung singdu share tawgani aina tauraga tauriba ojasing si aina thagasai an loina na ai busu Sai function asida guest of honor oina pardon tawbigi damata yang organizing committee bu anna thagasai aduga airiba sigi language culture and indigeneity makangadi ai subject gi yemuna sigi apoina interdisciplinary da sai gi mathematics law satra amada nan language law culture law IC law ina sai gi mana khara mari lenyadabada subject to law and I have money. And interdisciplinary porta money. Stay the life course. Other point of indigenous heritage, indigenous people in my good practices in the curriculum of give. I didn't go Sunday curriculum, Paki Medegi, as Medegi, Sunday, the Guribram upon me. I was here when a target of Gomadi Sunday, ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯝꯗꯝꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯁꯨ ꯅꯩꯅꯕꯗ ꯂꯣꯏꯕ ꯅꯥꯏꯔꯣꯏ ꯃꯄꯥꯟꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯥꯛ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯦ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗ ꯅꯩꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯁꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯡꯊꯣꯛꯇꯅ ꯂꯣꯏꯁꯟꯗꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯚꯦꯂꯤꯗꯦꯔꯤ ꯐꯪꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯦ aduna aina kanjabadadi ngasai scholar mayamna magi oiba opinion innovative oiba idea mayam ama pibiramani adudaida aina participants sing na haijabadi makoina piramiba kanaba mayam do madu mafam akoigi kainoda ngasai gi kanaba lan oina loksan biyo akoigi property oina loksan biyo adu ngasai akoigi forum gi president asu aibigiba madugi kainodo akoigi kainoma phongdoga ngasai record oina lergadi yamna pani habese matungda zumina reference oina launa na bitamta aduga sumaina tawrgadi ngasai akoina sigumba sauba international gi conference ama tawkibagi kana badu zo dum phanggadori adu ngasai gi lai oina phongdok taba dagi record oina leitragadi madugi kana badu zo sum tamna dumangine na khali boy satra jingdabudi magi kaino port karabudi ngasai gi paper jingdo koina distribute tawbo ngamgi bo argadi satra jing yauraba scholars tawdi madui kana bado dum laigane na khali adugo compile tawbiraga fazana publish tawbiragadi amuna kana gani khali library gi asset amazu oi aduga masigi da aina research scholars satra jing da ainba ojajing da di thoina aina hairu bagi da ka legre kaino bo ojajing di ngoni ta wang bani me am yauri aduna aina hena ka hairu bagi da ka legre Satra Singha Haining was a Sig international conference of the Homatam, Koina Kari Kanabala over the day. Say that. My aim and objects may am say. I am a lady, but I don't know Mamma Gari, but I am Pinjanganiva. I don't know, I quite a year with international conference of the Homatam, the Koina Kari Kanava PKM. See Kanava Belu, Posting said, was a criteria, my team may am said. Fazana analysis tawbiyo koi research scholars na aduga sai satra jina aduga ngasai gi maduda piram pot na aikoi na kari kana ba aikoi na expansion tawbi age makoi na piram na theory du gi aikoi na kari extension tawbi ai ano pot ama kari option bi age se research scholars na munne yemiyo adu arga di ngasai gi aikoi na internationally ngasai gi tawri pot gi ama pani mising na ngangam iba tawramiyo mayam gi kana ba du dum phangane ko aduna kana ba lobadu fazana lobiyu sikakani agi suggestion sumaina aina haijani adu ngasai apagi maru ojatu jabire yari na hai yam ten na ngam ga bani haidana ai thoina kamjin ngali thi aina college da queen lai pada ai mathong cha da ba yadra amu khak thengna thi ko adu wari du ni jeram ge ko english ka mari leina ko wari hoi du ba madu अकोई प्रिंसिपल अमा लेरनी 1997 देगी 99 बोमा प्रिंसिपल ओइरमे अदा अकोई समर वेकेशन से कोई था अमा मखाई गुम्बा ए फंग अदो कॉलेज कनाम कादी कॉलेज स्टाफ नतना अदा कनो तो कोनी मतलब में मोबाइल लेके अदो माना इसी नोम कोवे अकोई समर वेकेशन से का तनु खरे में निगाए बगी अदुना NSS program चा ओइबनिना कॉलेज की नापी कई सोंगी मैम से मसी खरा सेंदोक सिंजिन तौनबा असai की लाउ हाइदना बगी फोन द कोरपनि अरगे आइजि लाय लाकांगा मतमदि छात्र जिंजु कालेज सुटिनि न कंटेक्ट तौबसि याम वाय NSS program तौनि ga si खबर दा हाप्रति यादि अदो अदमाय तौरगा तौबसि दा माना nangi appointment am lere si pu hoi hai appointment am lere pu hoi na aina ai si sum kara service am pada bagi state competition ma kai gumba gi ama magi confidential si he lai engineering ba ade medical exam dairaga bagi state na learning ai da table letter gumba oi bagi kari ge do mai lai adu or bagi lai di appointment do pai ga thore department na phamaga laikan di English की क्वेश्चन से मोहाई को ले रहे English की क्वेश्चन से मोहाई को ले रहे अदु इबदी मदो English डिपार्टमेंट की ओजामदा तवन बी उन हाई बजाने को उसकी लाइफ डिपार्टमेंट सोशल वेलफेयर डिपार्टमेंट की नसाई की अकोई की Bal Bhavan dagi nasagi moina angang si national level da koi kharaga national level da angang si perform to hollaga ada competition gi koi select to galo gi ne yamna competitive koi ba adugumba kaino amagi angang di English sai wa da nati jagoi koi ro kari koi ro multi kaino ne moi gi da moina test to is go Bal Bhavan na ada aina adu yengudagi aina masidi mathong jadaba kaino poni aingonda bisalesi aina oja principal siga haiba oja sidi angka gi portion nati English ki portion ko kamai to aingonda bisal bini no sidi ai farta ami sidi migi competition ama to to ko e khangde na oja oi le rami na koli oja na ko sidi competition question sem nam de bra nang thok to ro sa oi ni thori e bo oja je ko gi matam da ma je yang scholar ni ko gi oja kriti na philosophy oja ni aina thore ai je nungai tan thore ada ina level no ai ke nge mo je class 6 7 tam ba na ka ni adu gi khara grammar gi khara de gi ko gi koi kaino da kai city gumba ko gumba class kau do gi city gumba kai mama magi adu mai application kan gi ma sem zal le na aduga nonga laga isi college dong lai misi ko ran ta leite ka di degi aina matam da ko yi sigi college da English ki head oi biramba ko yi el ragumani na lairi mon mai kai degi oda ragumani si matam da commerce college ke principal ko ai aina mai na isa sar sigi ayo da ko principal na sum ba ma isal e sigi si mateng pang ki ai ante yin biyo ai sem jeng da level du ga gi ai taw ko question siga sana ga ta sa na ti yin biyo du moderate to thopiro ai ante thilu ni na hai ta yi o to ai am ba ya ai nang si soi da ma sang sa kra ma sim du pi si taw di ya ni si taw ga pia to ga dum pi ru ro na ma na ta mai do o da si ti lai we gre ma to ga ta mai to da ai na thilu ri adu ga di ai di adu sem lu ro wi ni ye bo Numi ni umi le ga ko yum da mi khara un lai si mu yin bi wo mu ji si do ai ni ga mi lu tok sal ni ale gi di ai ne pas ai yam kal le sa ta dia ta mi tok sal ro ni ai ji sal le bal ba du na na training tong le ko khan di da ai mon to ko ye ngam adu ai na suggest tor me atopa English ki oja amma ga ko bi yo adu ga ai na pi ri ba numbers ni da kiam difference le ge khot ki do dum yin bi adu mai to ga di he na ni scrutiny to on bi na ina suggest to ma ga ai je to mai to na sai gi ke no to re adu ai matung da di sai gi oja jin ai ma da confidential pir pa je ai equation lo re ma na bi ni ko to ai gi mathematics ko i ro i to pre se si gi ke no se de adu ai na to ro i do ga thaba ka ma English ki pora ma ai na to sel ro do na si mo kana de li ki na Kasi English ki oja mayam ay asing mayam gumangi tayo na sigumba ma ay na tawag galay si mayam da sum wari wali nito sa batiwan. At dagi aman na ako yi nakawali ko oja sing ako yi college da ako English ki oja sing si sinahi na tawayaw na like tam ginawa kita magka. Department si na kangam daw iya department si ki award karalay aman na oja na gumani o si ki elder gumani si sige maming da ako yi kano third year di topper oi ba nang se sida 10,000 pi ga ba award amal lai ko medam sila gi matam da boi gi matam du gi boi gi principal so oi bi gi medam ri sakna magi husband di el ragumani gi maming da ade atopa mana adugi mamang khara mu sakalaga asim ragumani haiba ma magi apon college la ko matamda director review ki director ra kai mo college de de ke ngau de magi jo magi moyi mai ru na la ka magi maminda pai de ki phaba English ki satra de bibiyo haina ama 5,000 ki award ma su le aduga sai ki apagi hana principal so ibiramba English ki head so ibiramba oda saranga jena magi topper sing da piba 5,000 ki award ma su le ai si ai bagi maram di ano wala ko English ki oda sing si information si le ram mo aduna sigumba angang de encourage to ya ba information se si leibanina jingi ojawagi subject ki chhatra di yamna le adu chhatra jing he na subject si ta tamna bi damta encourage ti be yana bi damta ina hojiki hai ba ko se hai jor matang asida aina ko hai jara ro aduga ayu function se yawn ni bi damta organizing committee anna tagatsari loina puno purum
Cherry Oja, Mama Yam Wahika Kamidina, function as Puma Pumpan, Minister of Javaditama. It has been an honor to have you with us, sir. And before we invite our next guest, I just would like to say that this function has been streamed live on YouTube through our YouTube page, and the link has been shared in the conference group. So the international scholars, presenters, and invitees join through the meeting. I would ask them to join the YouTube live. May I now invite Professor K. Indramani Singh, Dean of School of Social Sciences, Prannamanjari University, to kindly address the gathering.
Arts University English Department conference international conference sida masi loishanba sida mayaiga region diriba ana principal amadi dinishu diramba madam sidarani rotary madam yang kalam disu mutanda uza president diriba uza dan seiba. Then School of Humanities at the same time the principal of the college in Mutanda the Namna Shiroba Uza Singh Uza Nilchandra guest of honor Madi teacher from the University of Choibi Professor K. Kunjabihari Y. Kunjabihari Mandalan Chandriba Barnett professors delegates students friends English की कोशी मशीन को देखकर डाक्टर आईडी जबीरी बात केमिस्ट्री humanities है जिसमें language culture and indigeneity है आईडी डिसिप्लिन मनी से अमगा चावल तांदरसु अमन अमदगी एंडवा अमन अमदगी वालो दोबा दुबा डिसिप्लिन मनी हाइबा डिसिप्लिन मरीजिदा मपानदगी लांबा स्कॉलर्स एंड प्रोफेसर्स इना मसीगी वफम खरगा तंदिरम मतुंगा लाने डेलीगेट्स सिना पाबिजिबा पेपर्स अदुगा तांग खनने ने मैम मसिंदो मदु कोई ओजा कुजले ने हाइबा माइटो कना कंपाइलिंग मतु बिरकाना Pujiti, DM University की ओइना humanities and social science पुल्लगा equine voice ना पुजित पुथोकदोरे. We have already completed about compositing 20 articles. Article पुन्यावा लाइन मा ISSS नंबर यावा मा कोई day before yesterday we have submitted to the Vice Chancellor. I have papers here, full form the same amount. Vice Chancellor got over the red. Vice Chancellor got a Delhi the Chalaga. Matuki Honovi Matumina, ISS number Yawa, Amadi Dungi, Uzashi, APID, Amkana Gataba, Nazinama, must be as soon as possible to publish the order. But next publication is Marab Digital Seminar and Conference City. Portion issue compiled over Madhupuna Maki is Thursday. Advisor says the advisor says was up Lanchin Bana Webani Aduba Chief Advisor Chief editor-sina ay muna happy home suda professor student na editor wala happen smart gra ko social science and humanities wala smart gra milestone le masi udasi ngamadi anowa faculty members singa masi ko job simulobiro we are ready to for this very soon aina masida ay attending seminar power organizing power data jawre adumo what I learned from the opening ceremony da ay taja ki matamda tawriba discipline Malaysia masidi it is absolutely based on the Indian knowledge system. Again, what is the Indian knowledge system? Higher it is based on the normative and imperative system of the approach in the stages of teaching learning process. And without proper understanding and application of the normative values, it is not fruitful for all our efforts. And therefore, learning members in masi Indian knowledge system se masi apply to birakanda amadi normative values se masi yaw mo na birakanda ai koi all koi personal sinje mai ka ni bisu aina injani ba poni mani haduga ati Indian knowledge system se da pagi mo na basically mana target to si kai no phobo research ne phobo si ne na research da ti ba culture hai ba aduga identity hai ba aduga language humanity hai no sinja this is based on phobo research ada phobo research ka ka ni value content and operating language what are the utilities of the understanding of our phobos kai no pun tam do si hai no sin do teaching learning process da madu apply to solution da ena khaba amadi ena mating lai ba adi lain to phobo so impact value ba lai ba makal di within about research publisher of the research scholars amadi tuan faculty members in the ena ai focus behind the name and haje masigi social bagi masigi kenosida ekoi ni madam sinara manipudi ko sini kota dire ado amiga ai kala koi mari se koi mari se lui to kumata adi mata amu kara kita tahu kham dar ma ta se ke simasu khandru te yang pun din mai usia ka adu matam na nasu khabya ni koi mari se ai no gamda ola principal oi bela che ai mo ni khar ko ma le ku se ka ni kham da ni ma to smart to koi mari se yang khal la yang present sendi la ni tam nazar se no ai kana adu ai ngare yang ma gere adu ba English department sin ba asuk jo ba international conference ma da ai su ke so order na happy budi da ma da ai ku sis ne lai ma kai English department su ko ko jo ro ai ko thank you very much
Thank you, sir, for your engaging speech, your reflection on the importance of social sciences in understanding cultural dynamics. We are reminded that the integration of language, culture, and indigeneity into our academic discourse can open doors to deeper connection within our communities and wider world. That is one of the objectives of this two-day international conference. And I hope in this two-day international conference, which has been offered a wealth of learning experiences through diverse technical sessions that both offline and online, and we had increasing academic discussion and interaction section as most of the participants and the presenters have witnessed in those sessions. And we would love to hear feedback or maybe observation from the participants as well. And before that, I would like to say something about the publication, as most of the teachers had mentioned about the publication that our respected HOD, that is Dr. Dhanmanjari Laurambam, has been planning to publish selected papers from this 2-day international conference, and I hope it will maybe happen soon also. So we are looking for that also, sir. And now for this feedbacks or observation, first of all, I would like to call my senior colleague, J. Thingam Angelika, research scholar, Department of English, DMU, to have some words regarding the session. And I hope that this session was a very interactive session. Even I realized that it has a kind of critical perspective and discourse, and I think Jay will say.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Kalpana, even though I may not deserve it. My respects to the President of the Council, the Chief, my very dear Justin Armini, who was supposed to be my guide, but she retired. Respected guests of honors, my teachers, guides, fellow scholars, and other friends of the who are gathered here for the last 2 days, very intriguing, significant 2 days of our research life. The 2-day International Hybrid Conference on Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity, organized by the Department of Arts and College of Arts, Hanamanjari University, in collaboration with IQSC, Hanamanjari College of Arts, and supported by Manipur University English Alumni Association. At the outset, I would like to thank everyone who has been involved at every levels of organizing this wonderful program. I'm sure it must have had a lot of headaches, struggles, obstacles, as Madam Sundari had mentioned in her welcome speech. But I would like to say that all the headaches, all the planning, all the sleepless nights, and the obstacles, it has paved the way for such a wonderful program. It is very rare for us as research scholars to have access to these sessions, which were not just sessions where we were given a chance to present our papers, but it has been a process of learning and unlearning for all of us. As we listen to papers after papers which the research scholars have read, this has been a remarkable platform for knowledge exchange and academic growth. The insightful papers gave birth to a lot of meaningful discussions that has encouraged a lot of critical thinking for all of us. It is very well organized. I'm blown by how well organized it has been. It's difficult to organize a program in one room, but to coordinate multiple programs in different rooms, multiple sessions, not just online, but offline, but also online. It takes a lot of coordination and a lot of dedication from the people who are behind the program. Therefore, I would like to thank especially the organizing team, the volunteers and the technical teams. So I'm very grateful that we have had this chance to meet not just the research scholars from this university, but from other universities in Manipur, as well as from outside Manipur. So this has been a very wonderful learning experience, and I'm very thankful, and I hope that there will be many more such programs in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay. And thank you, Jay, once again for acknowledging words that actually this international conference is possible without any kind of disturbances and any kind of disturbances that is going in a kind of very flow, in academic flow, is only because of the help and the collaboration of our teacher, that is the Department of English. And next, I would like to call upon for the observation and feedback, that is our senior, and he is also an alumni of the College of Arts, I will call Ilambam Priyakumar, Research Scholar, Department of English, Cultural Studies, ANU. Please come forward.
Thank you, Kalpana. Respected dignitaries and ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ilambam Priyakumar, a research scholar of the Department of English and Cultural Studies in University, and I'm deeply grateful to the organizing committee for providing a privilege in such deliberation to give my observation or feedback regarding this two-day international seminar on critical humanities, language, culture, and indigeneity. And as far as my observation is concerned, most of the sessions that I have attended, the paper presenters have presented the paper with the themes aligned to the theme the sub-themes that has been provided in the abstract flyer. That is on the subjects like folklore, history, indigenous knowledge, knowledge system, on different cultures, and on translation, etc. And the most interesting part of the deliberation was that after this session, there was the question round, and in that question round, lots of insights, lots of feedbacks were produced and were analyzed. And mostly the organizing team, as I mentioned, very friendly and dedicated, and their dedication and their sincerity also make this seminar a possible one. Thank you, the organizing committee, and looking forward for the future and events. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Brother Ilambam Priyakumar. Next, I would like to call upon Sandhyarani Kinsuban, who is the Research Scholar, Department of English, DMU. Please come forward and share your thoughts and observations from this two-day international conference that you have witnessed. Please come forward. A very good afternoon to all, a very good afternoon to all the distinct dignitaries present here on the dais, professors of our Dharmantari University, and all the participants and presenters gathered here today. I'm actually I applied to participant, but what happens is that I was actually blown away by how this conference has been held. I mean, see, look at how our professors have so it's tear-jerking actually. Every single people involved in the organizing committee were so committed to the tasks that were given, and then the sessions were so articulated, whichever sessions that we the listeners go to, it was so inspiring and then motivating that we want to learn more. And then the approaches that the presenters presented were so inspiring, and then we were able to see the thought process of the presenters, and then from those we can add more with our preconceived ideas and all. And special thanks goes to Ma'am Professor Dr. Lauren Dhanamantari, and I would also like to give my heartfelt thanks to Ma'am Sundari. She was so supportive. Even if we are all tired, she never showed her tiredness, and then she was there with Ma'am Dhanamantari. She was there, she has been guarding the auditorium. I was like, will we be able to become someone like her? I have been looking up to them, but it never, sky's the limit for them. So thank you so much, and all I can say is that this two-day conference on critical humanities has inspired us to be more critical thinkers and to be more creative with our writings, and also let's look forward to having this kind of conference in the near future. Thank you so much to our organizing team, to our Department of English, and to all the presenters of other departments also. They have been a great part. They have been a great contributor to the success of this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next I would like to call someone who we do not want to use the title retired, because she is someone who is so vibrant in the academic field that she is retired. And we still consider her as a part of English department, and we can't ignore that she is no more a part of English department. So now it is an honor to have with us today Professor C.S. Silaramani, former principal, DM College of Arts, Inform, and former Dean, School of Humanities, DMU Manipur. Ma'am, may I now request to kindly come and deliver your speech, ma'am.
Respected President of today's VDDT function of the two-day International Conference on Critical Humanities, Language, Culture and Indigeneity, organized by English Department, IQAC of the College of Arts, and supported by the Alumni Association of English Department, English and the Cultural Studies Department of Manipur University, under the sponsorship of the Dhanamajuli University, and the respected guest of honor, Uzai Indramani, Professor Indramani, Professor Kunjabihari, and Dr. Neela Chandra, and the faculty members and the delegates, table presenters, my dear students. First of all, I pay my gratefulness to you, especially to the organizing committee, to Dr. Dhanamajuli Larembam for inviting me to be a part of today's VDDT function. I'm indeed privileged and honored to be with you on this historic occasion after the tragic, time of our history. And we are coming to a catharsis after the tragic climax, along with this discussion, this conference. I'm feeling that way, and soon there will be a resolution. It is the civilized ways to be engaged in dialogue, and to be engaged in serious studies, and to be engaged in writing. It is my firm faith, in my campus, in my former campus, the Dhanamajuli University campus, and also my alma mater, Manipur University, where I conducted my research for my MPhil and PhD. And then when I witness your capability of event organizing capability, I am very much thrilled with you, how you clean the campus. It is so neat and clean, And this neat and cleanliness is a very primary part of organizing events. And it is very systematic. You have mentioned, Dr. Shubhri has mentioned the difficulties that you have gone through in organizing this. And the volunteers support of the faculty members, and with the support of the scholars, PhD scholars and the students, you have done it excellently. It is a very efficient event management, and that also academic event management. I really appreciate you for making me to be a part of this enlightening experience. The topic is very, very relevant at the moment. You know, we have been influenced by the Western research theories, critical theories in all the schools. School of Physical Science, and the School of Law, and the School of Commerce. We have been influenced by the Western theories. Now India has come to an understanding that the theories must be based from the soil of India, and from the soil of Manipur, and from the soil of Assam. You know, India is a multicultural, multilingual country. It's full of diversities. And what is the difference between the Western paradigm and the Eastern paradigm? Say, for example, on humanism. Humanism in the Western philosophy is based on individualism, anthropogenic. That is, man is at the center. Even in the deconstruction theory of the leader, you know, man is in the center, and the marginalized people are going to be centered again. There is no mention of other beings, the animal world, the plant world, in the deconstruction theory of the leader, you know. It is still basically very Western. And now, in our humanist concept, ideas, it is not anthropogenic only. It is based on the ideas of interconnectedness, not individualism, but on the ideas of interconnectedness. That is, the life of human beings are connected with his surroundings. The plants, the animals, the natural world. And so, it is based on under the Indian knowledge system, humanist concept is based on communal coexistence and interconnectedness and the communal peace. So it is based on recognition of the diversities. It is based on pluralism. So this is the unlearning process as a very young and pioneering journalist, freelance journalist, Anjulika has pointed out. This is the unlearning process that we have been benefited through this academic international conference. And Manipur makes a difference again. Northeast region like Manipur and Assam, Tripura, particularly these three states of Northeast region, have a difference because we face a situation of neo-colonialism. Even after independence, during these modern 70 years, you know, we have been encountering the forces of neo-colonialism in all aspects, in polity, in economy, and in culture, and in language also. So in culture, language is already there. So this is to be taken into consideration when we pick up the research project. Under this neo-colonialism, our society is, in a dystopia, nightmarish, frightening, and we are almost like in a concentration camp. It is very ironical that India is a democratic country, but people here are treated as those who are in the concentration camp under the Nazi rule, under the fascist regime. And I would like to focus on this. This is what makes our society to be in a despotic, in a very nightmarish social system. And at this moment, the academic community has to play a very important role. I am overwhelmed because you have taken a leading role in organizing this very relevant topic. It is you who are going to make the society to understand, to make the society understand about the real situation. It is you who are going to lead the society to come out of this dystopia, this nightmarish condition, this frightening condition. We have seen many children forced to be orphans, forced to be homeless. Children are the most miserable condition in this situation. Yesterday in my session, I mentioned about the necessity of children's studies. We have many studies, cultural studies, environmental studies, gender studies, and so on and so forth. And now we need to give some importance on a new area of studies, that is children's studies. We do not have much history on children. We do not have much creative writing on children. We have quite a few, but we do not have much. Yes, quite a few writers have picked up children as the protagonists in their writing. And children are the most victimized folk among our society nowadays, in the conflict-torn, in the war-torn situation of the 21st century, a century of artificial intelligence, ironic. In very advanced countries, Russia, China, and America, artificial intelligence, this discipline is incorporated as compulsory in the schooling of these advanced countries. But still on the other side, children have become the victims, the most miserable victims in this war-torn state of Manipur, conflict-torn state of Manipur, and also war-torn world. You have war literature as a Shakti. That is very relevant. When I go through, when I skim your Shaktis, all Shaktis are very, very relevant to you. I am very proud of you. I am very proud of you. You all have occupied the leadership role, MU campus and the Dhananjali University campus have taken the leadership role here, and it is to be done also, as I have pointed out. And about research projects in different schools, in different disciplines, you can pick up issues related to children in social science and also in humanities, There are writers beginning from Charles Dickens, exploitation of children. And then after Charles Dickens, is in America, Mark Twain. And then from Afghanistan, who is now an American, the writer of The Kite Runner. You have the film also, Khalid Hosseini. Look at the children. And you have Margaret Atwood also, he is blind assassin. The blind assassin, the very title of the novel is, another inside the novel, in which Margaret Atwood presents the miserable condition of children who are forced to be laborers, to be makers of carpets until they become blind. Look at this. Margaret Atwood has also pointed out in is an environmentalist also. So we have, our children, look at our children in the displaced relief camps of Manipur. They are in the most miserable condition. Live along the desert, live along the women, but the children who are the most affected by this conflict. And the condition, the nightmarish condition, has affected the children in the worst form. And I don't have much to say. Let us mark the difference between the theoretical paradigm, between the Western paradigm and the Eastern paradigm when you pick up a research project. Let us not depend ourselves from the borrowed ideas. We have to look ourselves from ourselves. And I don't mean, it is not self-centrism. I don't think this is self-centrism. From self-centrism here is ethnocentrism. We have been trained by the Western philosophies to be self-centric. Going into our own roots is not to be self-centric. So self-centrism has been trained by the Western philosophies. The other day, I wanted to find some works on the philosophy of Japan, on the philosophy of China and Korea. And I visited Manipur University Library, the reference section and the general section with a list of books. And many of my students there were under internship. They treated me tea, they welcomed me, and they treated me with tea, but none of the books I found. This is the tragedy. We have not incorporated in our curriculum, on the philosophies of the Eastern civilizations. This is our tragedy. So we have to incorporate, many of you are in the committee of curriculum framing committee, syllabus framing committee. So it is my earnest appeal to incorporate the philosophies of the Eastern civilizations. Of our own knowledge, this small kingdom of Manipur has a recognizable, acknowledgeable, written documents related to our knowledge system. And please do be exposed, please expose into these areas, new areas, and then you unlearn from the prejudice theories that we have, that have trained us for the last more than 70 years under the modern education, the British education. I hope many more such occasions will follow as a follow-up actions, and I will be very pleased if you, as Professor Kunjabihari has pointed out, if you can bring out all the papers along with the feedbacks included in the paper has to include the feedbacks in refreshing their presentations. And then if you can produce it in the form of a book, then it will be great recipient and it will benefit other, persons who are not members of this community. And we have small pockets of organizations, CSOs, civil society organizations, literary organizations, and your works will influence them also in their actions and in their thinking. And I hope you will organize more such events, and I wish you all the best, and I wish you some health. That is really important. When I am near to my 70, I take care of my health. And now, so when the time is at your hand, so please be concerned about your health and study hard when you are young. And my table is now full of books. Every day, books have started assembling on my table, and I am done. It's almost like a war office. My reading table is now a war office, and I don't know when to study this book, that book. I have so many engagements. This campus has recognition at the highest level. Just before my retirement, I was given the assignment to be the guest editor and honorary post of the journal, half-yearly journal of State Kalai Academy on literature of Manipur and the culture of Manipur. And it is an honorary post, and you are going to follow this step. I hope some persons in Manipur, have recognition about our contribution, the contribution of this campus. It is a huge campus of intellectuals. And you have the responsibility to soldier upon yourselves. So please, after retirement, professors here are going, some of them are going to retire very soon. So after retirement for teachers, there is no, there is no such thing that there is no work. Your intellectual activities are still to be taken up unto your grants. So this is the profession of teaching. This is a challenging part of teaching you. And I have seen many of my friends doing nothing after retirement. And it is very shameful. Really, it is a shame being a teacher. So I don't think you will do nothing after your retirement, and you will carry on with your professionalism as a teacher even after retirement. And I wish you once again good health and success in all your endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your inspiring and thought-provoking words. Ma'am's insights have really given us a lot to reflect on. And once again, thank you, ma'am, for enriching this occasion with your presence and your wisdom. Now, as we pause to reflect on the enriching intellectual journey that this two-day conference has offered us, we arrive at a moment of thoughtful conclusion. It is now time to bring together the key ideas, insights, and discussions that have shaped this academic gathering. So may I now respectfully invite Professor P.H. Shanawata Advisory Committee member of this two-day conference, and esteemed faculty member of the Department of English, Dhanamantri University.
Good evening, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, respected speakers, dedicated participants, and esteemed organizers. As we draw the curtains on this interesting two-day international conference, I stand before you with deep gratitude and immense pride. These past 2 days will have been a celebration of ideas, collaboration and innovation, a true testament to the power of collective wisdom that transcends borders. And from thought-provoking keynote sessions to dynamic panel discussions, it does different diverse topics, and every moment was infused with passion and purpose. We witnessed diverse perspectives, rigorous debates, and groundbreaking insights that not only deepen our understanding but also inspire new possibilities. And we have discovered that indigeneity is not merely a matter of identity. It is legacy, it is resistance, it is innovation born from centuries of lived experience, from oral traditions and community rituals in ecological wisdom and spiritual philosophy. Indigenous knowledge is not a relic of the past, it is a vibrant force that continues to inform, challenge and enrich global academia. Our oral tradition has long been our first livelihood, a living archive of histories, values and wisdom. And when these words meet movement, when ritual becomes rhythm, we enter the realm of performative, where every gesture brings life into culture. Orality is more than communication, it is continuity. It allows stories to survive conquest, colonization and silence. The lullabies of our grandmother, the tales of tricksters, the chant during harvest, these are not mere memories. They are pedagogy. They teach, question and shape the collective conscience of communities. Through performative traditions, whether indigenous dance, theatrical rituals or storytelling, we find not just expression but also resistance. In movement and sound, marginalized voices reclaim space. For long, dominant systems of education have overlooked or dismissed the brilliance embedded in indigenous epistemologies. But today, we stand at the threshold of a paradigm shift. We are learning to decolonize our minds and to embrace a multiplicity of truths that honor the rhythm of the land, the language of the ancestors, and the vision of elders. We are finally asking, who gets to produce knowledge and for whom? We are not just recipients of knowledge, we are creators, we are storytellers, we are custodians of culture. Let us carry forward the conviction that indigenous knowledge is not an opportunity, it is essential. And it deserves a seat not just at the academic table, but every table where the future is being shaped. As we walk into new fields, whether in education, public policy, art or activism, let us honor multiplicity, embrace discomfort and keep asking, whose story is missing? For centuries, dominant systems of research have treated knowledge as a commodity, produced and measured and validated within Eurocentric frameworks. Yet, across continents and cultures, we have inherited epistemologies that defy this model, rooted in land, community, spirit, and resistance. The Decolonial methodologies ask us not only to produces knowledge, but how and for whom and why. In our classroom, we begin methodologies are not just academic tools, they are moral compasses. They demand that we move from observation to reciprocity, from neutrality to accountability, from theory to embodied experience. They teach us that the researcher is not removed from the research, and that knowledge lives in language, in visuals, and in memory. We have also come to realize that at the core of learning is identity and resistance. Testimonial narratives are more than stories. They are lived truths. They are memories spoken into existence, often in defiance of silence. These narratives arise from voices that history tried to forget, voices of survivors, witnesses, and communities who challenge erasure by bearing witness to pain, struggle, and hope. In our studies, we have encountered these powerful accounts: refugees recounting flights, indigenous elders preserving oral wisdom, protesters detailing injustice. Each testimony defies abstraction. It refuses to be footnoted. It insists on being fair. Testimonial narratives push us beyond theory. They demand that we listen ethically and empathetically. They blur the line between literature and life and remind us that storytelling can be an act of healing and resistance. These voices do not ask us to interpret them, they ask us to sit with them, to carry them, to amplify them. Throughout our academic journey, we have learned that knowledge is not always objective, it is often embodied, painful, raw, and merely as pathology, but as narrative. We have studied how memory fractures, how silence speaks, how healing begins in acknowledgement. Our academic journey led us into voices that long been marginalized, survivors of war, victims of abuse, displaced communities, and silenced histories. And in their testimonies, we didn't find just stories, we found truth. We found resilience, we found the urgent need for empathy-driven scholarship. From our studies reminds us that pain is political. It refuses the luxury of distance. It demands that we question systems that perpetuate violence, whether in the form of colonial oppression, structural inequality, caste trauma, gender violence. And it pushes us to reimagine scholarship as a tool for justice and restoration. May our work hold space for pain that is too often denied, and may we remember that healing is not linear, nor is it solitary. It is communal. It is slow and it begins with listening. And then there is the crisis of identity and dislocation. It invites us to pause, reflect, and confront one of the deepest narratives of our times, the feeling of being uprooted, unmoved, and yet in search of home. Whether through migration, colonization, exile, diaspora, or even internal displacement, countless lives have been marked by dislocation. And with dislocation comes the slow unraveling of identity, the lose of language, of land, of ritual, and of roots. What does it mean to belong when memory is the only map you carry? Through this academic journey, we have encountered voices that speak from the fracture. These voices have taught us that identity is not fixed, it is fluid, contested, reconstructed through stories and silences alike. The crisis of identity is not simply a personal anguish, it is political, historical, and ongoing. It compels us to ask, who am I beyond borders? beyond names imposed, beyond binaries, and how do we reclaim wholeness in spaces designed to divide? This location may scatter us physically, but it also urges us to reconnect through literature, art, memory, and community. And perhaps in this fragmenting, we learn to assemble a self that is not fractured but layered, not lost but evolving. As we step forward into new worlds that challenge our sense of self, let us keep the lessons of empathy, resistance, and introspection. Let us not fear dislocation, but understand it as a portal, a place from which new identities are born and old truths reimagined. As we gather here at the close of this enriching 2-day international conference, I stand before you filled with gratitude, reflection, a renewed sense of purpose. Over the last 48 hours, we have journeyed together across diverse landscapes of thoughts, bridging disciplines, geographies, and generations. And to our distinguished speakers and scholars, thank you for challenging us, for reimagining old paradigms, and for planting seeds of new thought. And to our international guests, with your presence, we have found that knowledge knows no border, and collaboration is the soul of progress. And to our organizers and volunteers, your tireless efforts, often behind the scene, made this experience seamless and memorable. This conference has not been merely an academic exercise, but a gathering of minds and heart. We live not with answers alone, but with better questions. We live not with closure, but with openings for research, dialogue, and action. Let this believability not mark an ending, but a passage. May the insights we have gained here ripple outward into classrooms and communities, into policies and practice, into our own lives. And may we continue to build bridges between what is known and what must yet be discovered. Thank you all once again for being a part of this journey. Safe travels and may our paths cross again in scholarship and in solidarity. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your valedictory speech, which reflects the journey of this 2-day international conference on critical humanities, language, culture, and indigeneity. And I hope sir's speech reflects the very themes of this conference that we have been going on till today from yesterday. And sir's speech reflects all the academic journey that we had been in this 2-day, and it ultimately come to a journey of academic meaningful one. Thank you, sir. And now I would like to invite, and I think I will say this in Manipuri, because since our conference has the particular word indigeneity, I would like to call Asigi Thaurumapu Aibiriba Akwegi Ikai Khumnabada Matik Charaba, Professor S. Chen Bamite, Principal, DM College of Arts, Imphal, and Dean School of Humanities, DMU Manipur, Ngasigi 2-day international conference, Asigi Mari Lena, Sir, Puni Iwaru Kara, Thamina Badik Sinzari. Sir, please come forward.
Mayam pun menjadi masai jadi ngarang jadi hai kok si bang lau yang tu dia beri kan masai jadi bang lau dia beri kan objek tu ada lau beri kan mana perkhidmatan dia beri karena ini mui atau terus rumah ini mayam jadi apa jangan Malu buat saja, amat terjauh dengan apa pun yang berbentuk benda kalau jadi terus. Hey, nasi hai, orang organizers Oda Sindala Muniga Puna the Nagari where you Hanaro. I am here to the game. I am Kanipa I am imagining in this department, Hydra, let's see, I'm not with heroes, Machine to picture, combine the local music, Kana Masu, some Buddha, or do the Kana Hamburger, Aduda, Wada, Nanamadu, the high man, in this department, high when the sky, I don't mind the Masiki to Pixibu, Machine Satya, which is Wota, Sanava. Masih marine na paper pan machine hai asi ko khanlaga bacha na karna masih ko khani na beti hiram conference da ai ju certificate ma lahu da ya ne na bani asi na ni sham khani ado masih topic sini ai ngarang ni voters and person house in la the same thing yang baru betul jadi Manipur kata khanna ba ya Ipan kata khanna ba ya war we are track ba to pins to see to pins kale na sisi in this is part asli betul kita kata discourse to na kata UN subcommittee special reporter होगा जो मार्टिनेज के बोलना कोई तो बात इंडिजिनिटी है वार्ड में मशीना 2000 की स्वाइला इंडिजिनिज्म है ना मशीन इज्म ममोई ने क्रिएट हो रहा वाक तो होवे मरमनी कोई पृथ्वी पूरी कोई ना कम्युनिटी यरो मीसिंग से मसीदा थ्रेट अमलाय करीगे मागी काउंट तो मांगी गदबा मरोन मांगी गदबा मागी एक्जिस्टेंस लेरो ओइदबा मागी आइडेंटिटी मांग गदबा मसे अखोई नॉट ओनली फॉर मणिपुर अदुनानी माना क्रिटिकल ह्यूमैनिटीज मी अमोइना हिंगी हाइबदा यामना क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन अमदा लेरबा मी कांगप कया लेय कनिदा मखोई लोन मांगकबदा मखोई कल्चर मांगकबदा मदुनि मथकदा मोइगी येलोगी मचत इंडिजिनिटी मामा सिना ट्रिशनल community ai ko ni na ara ni se mi te ke ma ni ni mo ta ta mo ka ni 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 do na na ko ko sa sai ta ta ni se ki ke mo Mati punya kuasa, lebih sebenarnya itu ada apa yang berada di dalam mati punya kuasa. Lebih mana betul ini. Naik tahap kita ini nampak oh, tahap tahap ini. Supaya itu ada bertemu dengan saya betul-betul lagi. Kukuh kakak betul hati. Nanti kita ini nanti kita buat ini. Hai ini politik hai membuat ini sistem. Ada ini saya ini. Masalah ekonomi sisi ada ekonomi sisi acah orang menjadi posisi kayak biasa kuasa ada ekonomi berbeda ekonomi ini apa ada
that are within the collective strain, and that can we empowerment, and academics graduate. She is such a passionate dancer. She trained under Guru Islam Bhuneshwar Devi and is now learning under Dr. Ramanujam Lema. And I'd like to give a brief introduction about his dance performance. The dance performance is going to see in front of us is Krishna Bhavana, the Manipuri solo classical dance piece based on Geet Govinda by Zaya Goswami, composed by Guru Omisi. And this dance symbolizes the love and mercy of our Lord Krishna, depicting human quest for the divine. And now let's welcome Bhavana Sri now with a huge round of applause. Please welcome Sri Bhavana Sri now. And I'd like to request all the dignitaries to participate in the furniture. And the students will be assisted dignitaries. Thank you, sir. And Baba Sri support is mesmerizing as the performance after to visit the chairs. Please come forward, Baba Sri. Thank you, President, for inviting us to make this teaching announcement. And once again, let's give a huge round of applause for our sister Bhavana now. The dance lesson is going to be in front of Krishna Bhavana. This is the Manipuri solo classical dance. The stage is your Bhavana.
Thank you, Gopalashri, for that graceful and captivating performance. It was a lifetime reminder of how far our community, rhythm and emotion to an academic gathering like this one. We truly appreciate your presence and your performance. As we came close to the conclusion of today's program, it becomes important that we take a moment to express our sincere and heartfelt gratitude to all who have made this event meaningful and memorable. I now invite the participants in my convention conference and an esteemed member of DM Council to deliver the word of thanks.
Respected chief guests, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, respected faculty members, fellow participants, and dear students. Good evening. As we draw the curtain on this remarkable two-day international conference on critical humanities, language, culture, and indigeneity, it is both a pleasure and a privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee. Over the past 2 days, we have journeyed through rich academic terrains, reconsidering indigeneity, interrogating knowledge structures, celebrating cultural performances, and embracing new digital technologies and landscape in humanities. It has been an invigorating and deeply meaningful experience. At the very outset, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Professor C.H. Shilaramani, whose presence and illuminating words have added great depth and meaning to this occasion. To our guest of honors, Professor K. Indramani Singh, Professor Y. Kunja Bihari Singh, and Dr. T.H. Nilachandra Singh, thank you for your generous contribution and reflections. Your insights have enriched our collective understanding. A sincere thanks to our dear principal, Jain College of Arts, who is also the president of this conference, Professor S. Lanchendu Mittai, for his steadfast guidance and encouragement. Sir, your legacy continues to shape and strengthen our academic pursuits. I must express deep appreciation for our Secretary, Conference Secretary, Dr. Dhananjay Lodha, and Organizing Secretary, Dr. Sujay Yenpal, whose dedication, planning, and presence have been a crucial factor towards the success of these conferences. Special thanks to our inspiring colleague, Dr. Rahul Dipama. It has been an honor to operate this vibrant platform. I would like to extend warm appreciation to our organizing committee members and advisory board, whose intellectual foresight and logistic acumen have shaped every dimension of this gathering.
Get ready for ultimate offers on Flipkart because here comes
for his steadfast support and insightful guidance. His meticulous coordination behind the scenes played a pivotal role in ensuring the success of this event. We are grateful to Professor P.H. Sanamasa for delivering the valedictory address. His eloquent reflections, scholarly depth, and enrich our collective experience. We are deeply grateful to IPSC, the MCA, and Manipur University US Alumni Association for their unwavering academic collaboration and their inspiring dedication to fostering interdisciplinary dialogue. To our paper presenters and speakers, online and offline, thank you for enriching our sessions with your insight, critical perspectives, and passionate scholarship. The dialogues we have shared here are testament to the vitality of the humanities in reimagining the world we inhabit. A special note of thanks to Ms. Bhavanastri Pina for the beautiful cultural performance. They reminded us of the living, breathing tradition. To the many hands behind the scenes, our respected faculty, support staff, volunteers, student community, and of course, the media professionals. Thank you for your invaluable support and effort in hosting and managing this event with such care and concern. In closing, let us carry forward the spirit of inquiry, collaborations, and cultural reverence that this conference has fostered. May the idea exchange here echo beyond the auditorium and into the world outside. Thank you all once again.
With this, we come to the close of the valedictory function of this memorable two-day international conference. And on behalf of the Department of English, DM College of Arts, and all our collaborators, I would like to extend our sincere and heartfelt thanks to all our respected guests, resource persons, paper presenters, participants, and attendees who joined us and contributed to the success of this academic gathering. We're truly grateful for your time, your thoughts, and your presence throughout these 2 days of rich discussion and exchange.
And on behalf of the resource scholar, my gratitude goes to our teachers for making us feel and experience the sense of collectivity and collaboration among ourselves as well as the teachers. And my special thanks goes to the teachers and for the concept
gimbal tu pura pakai ni pakai mengawal ni. Pakai ni dah. Pakai ni pun.
So I thank everyone from the organizing team. Nasiki thorum asibu thorum ki ayaba luxury hiraga nasiki thorum asibu loishina bagi Muhammad luxury. Have a wonderful evening and we will have a photo session here together. Let's come over here.
Mang jadi second.